In this video, I'm going to show you 5 fruits and veggies that anyone can plant once and harvest forever. I don't know about you, but my garden keeps me pretty busy. And anytime I can plant a plant that's going to grow over and over again without me having to spend any extra time or money, I'm in. So I want to show you these 5 plants that I have been growing for the past 7 years that have given me tons of amazing and delicious produce with pretty much zero effort. And I know you're probably thinking, Phil, there's no way I can grow any of these. I don't have the space like you do. Well, I'm happy to tell you that a lot of these you should be able to grow in containers as well. And that's why I want to start off with strawberries. They're so prolific and they're so easy to grow. You can get them pretty much at any nursery or big box store right now. Spring is such a great time to grow strawberries. And as long as you're providing them good, fertile, and well-draining soil, they're gonna be extremely happy. I mean, I even have these planted in my relatively thick clay soil. I planted them in the ground, making sure that their crowns are staying just above the soil level. I just amended the soil with some compost and added a thick layer of mulch, and look at, they are just booming. And you know, the beginning of May, I mean, oh my gosh, look at all of these strawberries in here. And just look at this. Who doesn't want to come outside and just pick some fresh strawberries right from their own backyard? And let me tell you, my gosh, they are oh so sweet. So like, yeah, they're growing, but how do you grow them forever? Every strawberry plant that you plant will be considered a mother plant. And most strawberry varieties will send off runners. And you'll see them branching out from the mother plant. All you have to do is simply bury them in the soil and they will begin to root and spread prolifically, like all of these strawberries we have here. We planted a few of them, and just over time, they begin to jump from place to place. And if you let them, they will just grow and completely take over any given area. You can easily grow strawberries in pretty much any pot or planter, but if you use something like this GreenStalk, you can pack up to 30 strawberries in just a 2 square foot area, making it really simple for any gardener to grow. And the best part about them, they don't need a ton of sunlight, just 6 to 8 hours a day, and you'll be drowning in berries all spring long. Second is asparagus. Yeah, this is what asparagus looks like after it grows. And the reason why I love this plant so much is because you can plant it once and it will give you a harvest for up to 30 years. That is a great investment to any gardener. And unfortunately, this isn't a plant that you want to plant in containers. You do want to have a designated area where you actually can plant this plant. Because as you can see, it's spreading all throughout this area that I have here. But that's good. It's so prolific, which is why it's one of my favorites. I have a whole video on how to actually grow asparagus, and I'll put a link to it down in the description. But after we plant our asparagus, there are a few things that we need to do in order to ensure that it's going to continue to produce for 30 years. Every single year, I'll just add a layer of compost to the top of my soil, cover it with mulch, and then you'll start to see the asparagus spears pop out of the ground. And what you don't want to do is be greedy, especially in the first year. The very first year, just let your asparagus grow and fern out like you see here. This is going to allow the plant to absorb as much of that sunlight energy as possible and redirect it down to its roots so the roots can grow bigger and stronger and establish themselves so that way they can come back year after year. Now, after that, you still want to be picky. Only harvest about 1/3 of your asparagus plants every single year, but as they continue to grow, they'll grow more and more spears. So you'll have a ton of asparagus to enjoy for years to come. And honestly, these never make it inside. Fresh asparagus is so good. It's so juicy and so sweet. You gotta try it. Third are blackberries and raspberries. And they are native actually to a large portion of the United States, which is amazing. It's always best to plant native plants because they are able to adapt better to your environment, and they also help to protect native wildlife as well. So not only are you getting the benefit of getting all of the fruit, but you're also benefiting the planet and your native wildlife. Whenever you can, I highly encourage you to plant native plants. because they're just easier and better to grow. But these blackberries, these Navajo blackberries I have here, I've been growing them for over 7 years, and every single year they'll just grow new canes and grow an amazing, an abundant amount of fruit. And just like the strawberries, there's nothing better than coming outside and especially watching my kids come along and just pick the berries off the plant and just shoving them in their mouth and seeing the berry juice all over their face. There's nothing better, and they taste amazing as well. Some of the best food that you'll ever put in your mouth is what you can grow in your own backyard. And the great thing about blackberries and raspberries, I've got raspberries over here and blackberries right here. You can grow them in the ground, or there are also dwarf varieties that you can grow in containers. So even if you have a small space, you can take advantage of these plants as well. And the amazing thing, what allows these plants to grow year after year, is because they will send up new canes from the mother plant and they will just spread. So one thing, and it's actually really easy to do because the plant doesn't care, is you really want to make sure that you can maintain them in a single area. I've got this trellis here, so I'm keeping my plants between these two wires. And honestly, I just come along with my lawnmower and just chop them down. But they're so prolific that it actually makes the plants inside of the wires grow even bigger and stronger and better. So I may not be getting as many berries as I would if I were to let them continue to grow out into my grass, but the energy is now being focused onto the existing canes, and the berries just become oh so sweet. Oh, and I forgot to mention that you can easily dig up the canes from blackberry or raspberry plants and plant them in a pot or somewhere else in your yard. As long as you water them well, they're going to easily take over that new area and provide you berries for years to come. Fourth are potatoes and sweet potatoes. These are some of the easiest and most prolific crops that you can ever grow. And the good thing is, either one of these can grow pretty much anywhere in the world. Potatoes actually really prefer cooler climates. So even if your climate only stays in the 50s or gets up to highs of 70s, potatoes will do amazing. Whereas sweet potatoes, they actually prefer to grow in those warmer regions like where we are in southeastern Virginia. Sweet potatoes thrive here. So I actually grow my potatoes earlier in the year and sweet potatoes in the heat of summer, and they absolutely love it. Both of these plants are so prolific. Look up behind me in the greenhouse. You could probably see some potato plants growing here. I grew potatoes in my greenhouse 2 to 3 years ago, and I can tell you one thing. I have never replanted potatoes in my greenhouse since, and I have had potatoes growing here every single year. Because you know what? No one's perfect. I probably missed harvesting a few potatoes, but the benefit is they'll just continue to grow by themselves. And once they're ready to pick, I'll just come out to the greenhouse, pull the plants out, and I'll have free potatoes that I literally put zero effort into growing. Very similarly, sweet potatoes. Once you harvest your sweet potatoes at the end of the year, save a few of them, save your favorites. And all you have to do is put them back in the ground or float them in some water, and they will start to grow new green growth like this, which are called slips. You can just snap those off of your sweet potato, root them in water, and once they're rooted, you can plant those in the ground and you can grow an unlimited amount of sweet potatoes. They're just clones, so you could just keep doing it over and over, year after year, and you'll have an abundant supply of potatoes and sweet potatoes for the rest of your life. And you don't need a ton of space to grow potatoes or sweet potatoes either. This year I'm actually growing my sweet potatoes in grow bags. These are 15-gallon grow bags, and I'm gonna grow one sweet potato plant for each grow bag. And I'm telling you, we're gonna get at least 30 to 40 pounds of sweet potatoes just from these 3 grow bags alone. And last, but certainly not least, one of my all-time favorite plants to grow and that you can plant once and harvest forever is garlic. Garlic is really, honestly, so easy to grow, and you can grow it pretty much anywhere in the world. Most people are going to be planting garlic in the fall, and it will go through this cooler, chill period over the winter time where it's kind of just sitting there waiting. But what it's doing is it's growing its roots so that way it can grow a big bulb once the spring rolls around. It's the beginning of May, and you can see how well these garlic plants are doing. And I've only fertilized them twice. Once when I planted them, and once again this spring, and they look absolutely amazing. But what you can do, once I harvest these later in the year, I will just cure them. So basically I'm drying them, getting ready for storage. And then when the fall comes around this coming year, I'll just take the biggest cloves that I have, save those, plant them in the ground, and I will have another amazing garlic harvest like this next season. It's such an easy plant to grow. And this is one that you can grow in the ground like I'm doing here, or you can even grow them in pots or containers. As long as you're providing them with enough moisture and nutrition, they do like some nitrogen. If you can give them a little bit extra nitrogen, they will absolutely love it, and it will help them grow more greens, and that will create more energy for them to grow a bigger bulb. You're gonna be swimming in garlic. It's amazing what you can grow. Well, that's going to sum things up for today's video, and I hope this inspired you and showed you that regardless of your situation, whether you're gardening in a large garden, a patio, or a balcony, there are tons of different ways that you can be successful gardening. And not only be successful, but there are plants out there that are so prolific that you only have to plant once and you can harvest forever. Thanks so much for coming along with me today. I hope you like this video and subscribe to our channel if you want to learn more about gardening and how you can start homesteading in your own backyard. I can't wait to see you in the next one.